Good morning, everyone. How are you guys feeling? You have a lot of energy today, right? Last night was wonderful. I mean, I was so impressed. Everyone did so well. So the prayer today, this morning, will be offered by the wonderful delegate from Montgomery County. Good morning.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're
Colleagues, do whatever you'd like with your head and with your eyes. Yesterday at Camden Yards and across this country, baseball began again. And the thing about baseball, the thing that makes it ours, is that the whole point of the game is to come home. No matter how far you've traveled, no matter how hard the road, you round the bases and you come home. Blessed are those who are still rounding the bases, working 2 jobs, raising children alone, carrying debt they did not choose. Blessed are the children who show up hungry and still raise their hands. Blessed are the grandmothers lighting their homes with candles because the bill came due. Blessed are those who have been told in 1,000 quiet ways that home is not for them. Pope Francis said that the gravest poverty of any civilization is when it can no longer see its poor, when they are first discarded and then hidden. May this chamber be a place that sees. May we be the reason someone comes home. Amen.
Amen. Very nice. So, colleagues, we have 2 House resolutions this morning. And the first one, I'm going to recognize the delegate from Charles County.
Madam Speaker.
Point of order.
1 second. You're right, quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
You see where my head is. I want to go home. Okay. I'm going home this weekend, yes. Thank you, Speaker Pro Tem. I know you do. Thank you. All right. So has everyone recorded their presence? If not, actually the clerk would take the call. There being 124 members present, the House is now in session. The clerk will read the journal from the previous day.
Annapolis, Maryland, March the 13th, 2026.
Recognizing the Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So much be considered the reading of the journal.
So order, petitions, memorials, and other papers. So we do have 2 resolutions, okay? And the first one, I would like to recognize the wonderful delegate from Southern Maryland. Which one will get up? Yes. Will you introduce them?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Permission to use the delegate's name?
Permission granted.
Colleagues, please join Delegates Wilson, Patterson, Odom, and myself in recognizing Maryland's 2A boys basketball champions. The Henry E. Lackey Chargers won the 2026 Southern Maryland Athletic Conference title, and for the first time in 67 years, went on to win the Maryland State Championship. At the rostrum, our head coach, Deshaun Kelly, 2-time SMATIC Coach of the Year, and team captain Malik Gordon, Player of the Year. In the gallery is Principal Cheryl Davis, the Chargers' entire coaching staff, and the entire championship team. Mark Clopton, Seven Evans, Wesley Holmes, Dante Johnson, Jonathan Lancaster, Dylan Lee, Aiden Perry, Jaden Simmons, Ishmael Sims, Travis Suggs, Tyzon Swan, and Kai Thomas. These championships are more than just wins. They are a reflection of what can be achieved through hard work, discipline, and teamwork. On behalf of the entire community, I congratulate each of you on this historic accomplishment. Join me, colleagues, in giving our champions a well-deserved round of applause.
Congratulations, we're so proud of you. Will the clerk please read the full resolution?
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the Henry E. Lackey High School boys basketball team in recognition of winning the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference Championship and clinching the Maryland State Championship title. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 27th day of March 2026.
Congratulations to all. The following resolution, I'm going to give the lady 1 second to get to her seat, and I'd like to recognize the amazing delegate from Charles County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
Good morning, colleagues.
Good morning.
Permission to use delegates' names.
Permission granted.
Thank you. On behalf of delegates Davis, Wilson, Odom, and myself, we are excited to welcome the 2026 Charles County Spelling Bee champion and the Scripps National Spelling Bee competitor. Ethan Antanga is an 8th grader honor student from Matthew Henson Middle School in Charles County. He recently won the 48th Annual Charles County Spelling Bee, making history as the first student from Matthew Henson Middle School to win the county title. Ethan consistently earns honor roll recognition as part of an accelerated math program he attends McDonough High School every morning to take high school level math courses, and he's been accepted into the 4-year biomedical science career and technology education program at La Plata High School. He's an active student, an honor student, and he's been recognized for leadership and character, including the Chick-fil-A Kids with Character. Please welcome Ethan. And also his parents, Claudia Antanga, Matthias Antanga, his principal, Christina Calabro, and his coach, Rhonda Edwards. Behind me,
You can
are relatives to support
welcome
him.
and congratulations to all.
Thank you so much. His
You're
grandmother-
welcome. Will the clerk please read the full resolution? Thank you.
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Ethan Antanga in recognition of your historic achievement as Charles County Spelling Bee champion, proudly representing Maryland at the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 27th day of March 2026.
I want to congratulate the family. Will you please rate? If you can stand up, please. Is the family up on the balcony? Congratulations to you. Proud moment. We're very proud of you. Message from the Chief Executive, Supplemental Budget Number 2. The clerk will read the supplemental budget and the committee assignment.
March 27, 2026, dear Madam Speaker, pursuant to the authority conferred on me by Article 3, Section 52, Subsection 5 of the Constitution of Maryland, in accordance with the consent of the House of Delegates duly granted, I hereby submit Supplemental Budget Number 2 to Senate Bill 282, House Bill 390, in the form of an amendment to the budget for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2027. Supplemental Budget Number 2 affects the previously estimated funds available for budget operations as shown in the following summary statement. Sincerely, Westmore Governor. Referred to Appropriations.
Thank you. Current call.
Madam Speaker.
The clerk will call the roll. Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. There being 124 members present, the House is still in session. So, colleagues, we have House third reading calendar number 125. We have two bills on that calendar. We're going to start with, the clerk will read the bill.
House Bill 843, Washington County Notice of Tax Sale Alterations.
House Bill number 843 is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 125 votes in the affirmative and 0 votes in the negative, House Bill number 843, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. The clerk will be so kind and read the next bill, please.
House Bill 888, Washington County Property Tax Credit for Disabled Veterans Eligibility.
House Bill number 888 is on third reading and final passage. Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their vote? Does anyone care to change their vote? If not, the clerk will take the call. There being 124 votes in the affirmative and 1 vote in the negative, House Bill number 888, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Thank you. Next, we have Senate, third reading calendar number 5. The clerk will read the first bill.
Senate Bill 5, General Assembly, Special Election to Fill a Vacancy in Office.
Senate Bill number 5 is on third reading and final passage. Are there any amendments to the bill or its title? Is there any debate? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Madam Speaker.
Madam
Okay.
Speaker.
Does anyone care to explain their vote? Yes. Recognizing the delegate from Cecil County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to rise to explain my red vote on this bill. I, like the minority leader, have been on Ways and Means for the last 12 years, and as you know, election law was located there, and this is a bill that we worked on for a number of years, and I thought was a great product. It puts the power back to the voter. It allows for them to fill a vacancy. You know, we're very fortunate here. We have 4-year terms, not 2 like the rest of the country. But unfortunately, this bill's been hijacked. It's had something that didn't really have anything to do, I believe violates the single subject rule. And I'm afraid that once this goes over to the Senate, this good bill will die. And that's why I'm encouraging a red vote and hope that there's a stop to this behavior. But it's most unfortunate because this was a good product that this body's worked on for a number of years, and now we will probably lose it. Thank you.
Recognizing the delegate from Frederick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're
to
welcome.
explain my red vote. Lately, there have been a lot of conversations about what it means to serve in the minority here in Annapolis. Some ask, why bother, given the math that we face every day? Just this Wednesday, I gave an interview on the vital importance of the minority party, about the necessity of showing up to provide balance, a different perspective, and to champion the ideas of our constituents who sent us here. I have spoken often about my appreciation for the Speaker's leadership and her stated priority of making this House a house where all people have a voice. I try to stay positive. I try to remain focused on the issues that are pricing our families out of the state. But colleagues, there are days when being a super minority isn't just frustrating, it is super frustrating. It is a reminder of how easily the democratic process can be sidelined. Yesterday was one of those days. Senate Bill 5 in its amended form is being framed by some as a way to make Maryland relevant on the national stage. In reality, it's a slap in the face to every independent and Republican voter in this state. This bill sends a clear, cynical message that your voice does not matter. It suggests that massive segment of Marylanders deserve no representation in D.C. We are reliving a part of Maryland history we should be trying to escape. A Groundhog Day green vote is validating the goat of gerrymandering, former Governor Martin O'Malley, who admitted in the Battaglia decision, "I did everything in my power to draw a map that would be more favorable to the election of a Democratic congressional delegation." Is that who we want to be? Or do we want to listen to the Governor O'Malley of 2018, who finally admitted our country and our democracy is not served well by partisan redistricting? If this is one of the ways we make progress for our republic, we're glad to be a part of it. A red vote today tells our constituents that we have heard them. It tells them that we know they deserve better than a system designed to silence them before they even get to the ballot box. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome. Recognizing the gentleman from Frederick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And to explain my green vote today, I just want to take this back to exactly what this bill does, both in its original form and as amended. First of all, we are opening the process, truly, to the people when we have a special election in order for an appointment that has occurred due to one of our members leaving from the House or the Senate. And that is a critical step forward, I think, for our body, and I think everybody in this body should be proud to vote for that. As amended, we also deal with a couple of critical questions that have plagued this body for the last couple of years. And that the reason I'm proud to vote green on this is purely because we're finally answering what our intent is, how we believe our Constitution that this body wrote. This body wrote. We're not ceding that authority to our court system. We are not saying that we are not responsible for our state constitution. We are fixing that mistake. We are clarifying that language. Everybody in this body should be in support of that. Because to concede those authorities is to suggest that we are not an equal branch of government. And we are. And I believe that we are. And I believe that you should be proud to cast a green vote on this bill today, because it's critical for our democracy, and it's critical to make sure that it's clear that our body stands firmly with its intent dating back generations. And with that, Madam Speaker, I'm proud to cast my green vote. Thank you.
Recognizing the Minority Whip.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
So much democracy in this bill that the League of Women Voters was in my office this morning begging me to fix it. In a last-minute ditch effort, please fix this bill, save our democracy. I'm incredibly disappointed, and my red vote up there reflects that, because the amendment that was put on this bill was put on the bill for one reason, and that was to remove any Republican representation at our federal delegation level. Period. And it's disappointing times two, because taking away the citizens' vote for a vacancy also strikes the will of the people. And I, again, just say that I think people deserve a voice. This bill will likely die in 10 seconds and will never make it out of this General Assembly. Hopefully next year we can do better for our citizens. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome. Recognizing the delegate from Montgomery County.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Colleagues,
welcome.
I'm very happy to vote green on this bill, because fundamentally this bill as amended, we've heard a lot about democracy and power and DC and Trump. Really what this bill about is very simple. Who decides? Right now, we have Central Committee members who are deciding who gets appointed to this body. I think that's wrong. I've always thought that was wrong. And I'm very, very proud to be able to vote on the floor for the first time for special elections today. Now, in the other realm, as amended by my committee, this bill makes a change to who decides what our Constitution means. Right now, unfortunately, what we saw a few years ago is that an unelected trial judge on the Anne Arundel County Circuit Court decided, despite all precedent and plain language to the contrary, what she thought the Constitution meant. This is our opportunity, and why I'm so proud to vote green on this bill, Madam Speaker, and I so hope that our Senate colleagues see the light on this when this bill goes over, is that we're changing who decides. Under this bill, the voters will decide. They will have an opportunity in November to decide what the Constitution means. Does it mean what it says it means, or does it mean what Judge Battaglia thought it meant? But either way, our voters, our constituents, and our neighbors will make this determination in November, and we owe them the opportunity to be able to cast their vote. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome. Recognizing the gentleman from Hartford County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
And I rise today to vote against this bill. This one's a very, very, very tough one for me because for the last several years, I've had the honor and privilege to be the co-sponsor on the bill to allow for special elections for legislative seats. And a lot of work went into that bill, a lot of good work went into that bill. We brought together the Democrat Central Committee, the Republican Central Committee. We were able to erode all opposition to make sure all voices were heard, and we had a fair process to give the voice to the people. And unfortunately, that good work has been hijacked and poison-pilled for the political purposes, and I'm really disappointed. And I don't say that very often here. We know how a lot of things are going to go down here, and we understand that. And being down here, part of that is managing our expectations so we can fight on to live another day. But unfortunately, what this has done is undone some very important and good work for the people, and I'm disappointed. So I'll be voting red. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
Madam Speaker.
Recognizing the delegate from Baltimore City.
I rise in support of this bill because the direction in which this bill would, or the issue it would put to the voters regarding our state constitution and congressional redistricting is consistent with that in a law review article by Dan Friedman, who is now an appellate court judge and was our assistant attorney general. So he clearly knows this area of the law, and I have read the portions of that article, and this is consistent with his conclusion. Vote aye.
Madam Speaker.
Recognizing the delegate from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
To elaborate more on why I'm opposed to this, and the reason I'm voting against it, is the prior legislature was so bad in gerrymandering this state, way before Trump showed up on the scene, that a judge appointed by Paris Glenn Denning, who was the chief of staff for Barbara Mikulski, condemned the action of the gerrymander in this state. And all the talk about putting it on the ballot, you cheat then too. The party cheats then too because they write the question in a way that misleads the voters. This is about cheating. This is cheating, pure and square, political dominance, political theater for the sake of one-party dominant control. And I'll bring up again, there are Republicans who rejected this in this country, and I wish this legislature would reject partisan redistricting too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
Explain my vote. Let's just cut to the chase. We're confronting a rising dictatorship in this country. Yeah, I'm going to cut to the chase here.
No, let's
few
not
final
do
thoughts.
that.
Few final thoughts on the bill. And at this point, the message is for the Senate. We did everything we can to incorporate your perspective into this discussion. I concede there's not going to be a map this year. I respect your decision on that. I concede your worry that there has been prior court misinterpretation of our Constitution that gives you pause about what might happen. We incorporated that concern into this bill. And now we pause here, again, with the concern I raised, and you can raise hackles about it, but that's how I see what's going on in the world. I want to leave here this chamber and say we did everything we could here in the year 2026, as I see that conclusion, to do what we could. And I ask the Senate, please, we adopted your logic into our bill. It's reasonable to combine them. If you think there's a single subject problem, you have another bill before you in your chamber that has the same language. You could send it back, and this is a proper issue for conference. There's plenty of time. There's about 3 weeks still left in session for us to work this out. This issue's not dead. And once again, I was one of the old sponsors 10 years ago on the bill to bring delegate special elections here. This is not a poison pill. I actually support both of these issues, and I do hope we get this done. Thank you, colleagues.
Recognizing the delegate from Southern Maryland.
Thank you, Madam
You're
Speaker.
welcome.
It's interesting. Award yesterday for bipartisanship. President is a dictator on Friday. I rise up to explain my red vote on this because everyone is sitting here in the chamber talking about democracy and the reason. You had a chance to figure this out 4 years ago. Your party took a settlement. Just live up to what you said you were going to do. That's it. 4 years ago, you took a settlement. This is nothing but about a raw power grab from the majority party. Once again, the stomp on the minority. And I'm happy to cast a red vote for it. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome. And for the record, the award yesterday has nothing to do with today, okay? They're very different, and the award was very deserving. We can agree to disagree, okay? Seeing no other actually questions or debate, the clerk would take the call. There being 93 votes in the affirmative and 33 votes in the negative, Senate Bill 5, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. Thank you, everyone. 1 second. So we're going to do some committee announcements and personal announcements because we're waiting for the budget from the Senate. And they have to send it to us. So why don't we start with, let's see, any committee announcements, appropriations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Appropriations Committee will vote on the capital budget at 2, and Conference Committee will resume at 3.
All right. Economic matters.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Economic Matters will not be meeting today.
Environment and transportation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Environmental Matters Committee will not be meeting, but listen up for a subcommittee announcement.
Government, labor, and elections.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. GLE will not be meeting today.
Health.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Health Committee will not be meeting today.
Judiciary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Judiciary Committee will not be meeting today.
Ways and Means.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Ways and Means Committee will not meet today.
All right. Economic matters.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to add that Economic Matters will have a voting session on Monday at 4 p.m.
Okay. Subcommittee announcements from anyone. All right. Recognizing the delegate from Baltimore City.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Motor Vehicle and Transportation Subcommittee of Environment and Transportation will meet today at a time to be verified after floor. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Delegation announcements. Seeing none. Any caucus announcements? Seeing none. Any personal or guest announcement? Oh, we're going to start the... All right, recognizing the gentleman from caucus. All right.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
On behalf of the Jewish Caucus, reminder that in honor of Women's History Month, the Jewish Caucus and the Women's Caucus have teamed up for a pop-in lunch event today after floor, and all are invited to Senate Room Miller West to grab a quick lunch in celebration of Maryland's Jewish women leaders. I know folks are eager to head home on a Friday, but there is no formal program and no time commitment, so please come join us and pop into Senate Miller West, and I want to thank the Women's Caucus for sponsoring this event. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome. Recognizing the Vice Chair of the Environment and Transportation Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Personal announcement. Colleagues, on behalf of Senator Sarah Love and myself, I would like to invite and urge all of you to stop by the 4th floor of the House Office Building Monday afternoon between 3 and 5. We'll be gathering with all of our artists in our Disabilities Art Show for a special event and a reception. It's called Art in Full Spectrum. If you haven't seen it yet, please do. We do have confirmation from our Lieutenant Governor, our Secretary of Disabilities, the President of the Senate, and I'm certainly hoping that our dear Speaker is able to come by as well. So please join us Monday, 3 to 5, House Office Building, 4th floor. Thank you.
Okay. Recognizing the delegate from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning. Please join me in recognizing the Doctor of the Day, Dr. Basil Morgan, who is an ophthalmologist in beautiful District 11A. We're so happy to have you. Dr. Morgan is affiliated with Johns Hopkins Hospital. He's an assistant professor at Johns Hopkins who enjoys teaching medical students and doing international work. Thank you for being here.
Welcome, and thank you for being with us today. Recognizing the gentleman from Carroll County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
We have a couple special guests with us up in the gallery above the speaker. We've got Miss Maryland Volunteer and Miss Maryland Teen Volunteer. So first we've got Rebecca West. She is the Miss Maryland Volunteer 2026. She's a senior at Frostburg State University, double majoring. She has a 4.0 GPA average right now in the honors program, and she has established the Forget Me Not program in order to raise awareness about dementia and Alzheimer's disease. We also have with us Miss Maryland Teen Volunteer, Tess Bond. And she is a junior at Mountain Ridge High School in Allegheny County, also with a 4.0 GPA, with a passion for animals, dance, and leadership. Over the last 4 years, she created something called Project It's So Fluffy, an initiative dedicated to ending animal abuse. So welcome, and give them another round of applause.
Welcome. Any other personal or guest announcements? Recognizing the Vice Chair of the Appropriations Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Two of my favorite constituents have just entered the room, Matt Post and Senator Craig Zucker. Thank you.
Welcome. Any other personal or guest announcements? Seeing none, we're going to go to the budget. Senate Bill 282, the clerk will read the bill.
Senate Bill 282, Budget Bill, Fiscal Year 2027.
The clerk will read the message from the Senate.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House of Delegates, the Senate refuses to concur in the House amendments and respectfully requests the House recede from its position. Should the House prefer a conference committee to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses, the Senate appoints Senator Gazzoni chair, Senator McCray, Senator King, Senator Hedelman, and Senator Corderman. In addition, the Senate has appointed in an advisory capacity Senators Bailey, Zucker, and Augustine. Said bill is returned herewith.
The Senate will read the message to the Senate.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate,
The message.
The House of Delegates does not recede in the House amendments to the Senate bill and agrees to a conference committee to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses. The Senate has appointed Senators Gazzoni chair, Senator McCray, Senator King, Senator Hedelman, and Senator Corderman. In addition, the Senate has appointed in advisory capacity Senators Bailey, Zucker, and Augustine. The House appoints Delegate Barnes chair, Delegate Kaiser, Delegate Smith, Delegate Watson, and Delegate Shetty. In addition, the House has appointed in advisory capacity Delegates Grist and Acevero. Said bill is returned herewith.
Senate Bill 284, the clerk will read the bill.
Senate Bill 284, Budget Reconciliation and Financing Act of 2026.
The clerk will read the message from the Senate.
Ladies and gentlemen of the House of Delegates, the Senate refuses to concur in the House amendments and respectfully requests the House recede from its position. Should the House prefer a conference committee to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses, the Senate appoints Senator Gazzoni chair, Senator Rosapep, Senator Hedelman, Senator Augustine, and Senator Jennings. In addition, the Senate has appointed in advisory capacity Senators Saling, Senator Zucker, and Lewis Young. Said bill is returned herewith.
The clerk will read the message to the Senate.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, the House of Delegates does not recede in the House amendments to the Senate bill and agrees to a conference committee to confer on the disagreeing votes of the two houses. The Senate has appointed Senator Gazzoni chair, Senator Rosapep, Senator Hedelman, Senator Augustine, Senator Jennings. In addition, the Senate has appointed in advisory capacity Senators Salling, Zucker, and Lewis Young. The House appoints Delegate Barnes chair, Delegate Wilkins, Delegate Shetty, Delegate Acevero, and Delegate Watson. In addition, the House has appointed in advisory capacity Delegates Grist and Kaiser. Said bill is returned herewith.
Thank you. So we're going to go back to personal guest announcements. I don't see any other, okay? This ends the work at the desk, okay? Yeah, you can clap. We're going home. God willing. So seeing no one else for personal guest announcements, we're going to thank the pages because today is Friday. So pages, will you be so kind? Thank you so much for your work.
Come on down, sunshines. Oh, what a wonderful week we have had this week. And haven't they been wonderful, delegates? Let's let them know how wonderful they've been. Boy, you just keep. We want to thank you again and hope you come back another week with us because Sunny Dies is approaching us. When is it? April the 13th. Okay? And so we want you back by then. Okay, and once you come back and help us do what we got to do, because y'all are the best of the best. And have a great weekend. Okay? Did you hear me? You got the drill? All right. I'll see you next week or week after.
I want
Have
to
a great day.
Thank the pages. Thank you so much for your
Thank you,
service, for
pages.
being with us, for being flexible, being patient. We appreciate you. The house is always open to you.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
I will be putting this wonderful sign up in the lounge. I want all of y'all to know how we're going to have a great time on Sunny Day. Okay? We're going to have a wonderful breakfast. We're going to have a wonderful time. And those 28 people who still have not come to see the protocol chair, I'm going to be waiting for you because I'm going to knock on your door. You got that? And y'all have a wonderful weekend, Madam Speaker. Signing off.
Thank you. And thank you for everything you're doing to really to get this together. I know it takes a lot of work and effort, so we appreciate you. Those 28 beautiful souls, they have not paid. Will you be so kind and you have Saturday and Sunday to find a check, get the money, and bring it Monday, please? Thank you very much. Corin Cole.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? Do we have anyone in the back? All right. The clerk will take the call. There being 124 members present, the House is still in session, recognizing the majority leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
I move that the House stands recessed until Monday, March 30th at 8 o'clock p.m., legislative date March 14th.
See you Monday at 8 p.m. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you for all your hard work this week.